For 14 years, I thought the answer was eating less and doing more. 14 long years. I thought that was the answer, and I'm here to tell you that it's not. So maybe I can save you 14 years of being on the struggle bus because I didn't enjoy it very much at all. Even though, if you look back on my social media, I look like I did enjoy it. I look like I've been in pretty good shape my whole life, and that is not the case. So, yeah, I had to tell you, social media is a lie if you didn't already know. This isn't a lie though, and I know this is on social media too, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But for 14 years, I thought that was the answer, and it clearly wasn't. I was running half marathons, I was strength training consistently, I was doing all the right things on paper, and it really was sending me into a spiral for 14 years, round and round and round. So like running came about, and I started running half marathons, and I was doing strength training all the time, maybe like 5 times a week, heavy leg days, getting all the new exercises, progressively overloading everything. Then I was also doing reformer Pilates when that became a thing, mat Pilates, Stepmaster hour sessions on the Stepmaster I was doing. For what? What was I on the Stepmaster doing? I had no business being on the Stepmaster for an hour at a time when I couldn't even get my nutrition right. I was just binging and restricting. I was trying to be on 2,000 calories a day. And now for my height, that is not enough food. I'm just going to say straight out, even 2,200, when I was aiming for that, I was always thinking about food. It wasn't a good place to be. And I was trying to then, if I would go above that, I was trying to outdo that with more cardio, more reformer Pilates, more running, sign up for another half marathon. I think at one point I binge ate so bad and then booked a half marathon the same night because it would make me feel better. And if that's something that you're kind of in, something similar to that, then I just want to tell you that it doesn't have to be that hard, and there is another way to feel like you're in control of your body and like you're safe, and there is a life other than the struggle bus, basically. So now I'm eating more intentionally. I feel like I feel safe in my body for the first time ever, and I am loving my life. I'm loving my results that I'm seeing every day or every week. I'm loving the way that I feel free in my body. I'm loving being able to wear a vest top or a sports bra and not think, oh, I feel awkward, not having to put on a jumper when it's hot outside, or like dreading it getting hot, having a summer's day or a sunny day because I don't want to wear a vest top or something. And if you're currently in that situation, like, it doesn't have to be the hard way or no way. There is a place in between which actually works a hell of a lot better. So yeah, when I was 19, I started training, and it's when I stopped eating chicken nuggets and chips every 15 minutes when I felt bored, and I stopped eating crisps and stuff as much. I will insert a video or a picture of me now, I think, of what I looked like when I was just finishing up at school, in secondary school. So I was quite big then. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just wasn't even aware of what I looked like in my body. And it wasn't until I moved out, I got my own space, and then I started to think, oh, like, I want to wear these clothes now. So that's when I started to eat diet foods. This is probably not a good thing, but I would start to eat diet foods. I would start to look for low calorie foods. I would eat a pot noodle instead of dinner, and it was lower calorie, so I was happy with that. And then I would try and eat so low calorie, and then go on a night out and binge eat for 2 days, 3 days, and then try and eat low calorie, ready for the next night out. That was a bit of a cycle then, but I was young, so I was like, I wasn't aware of anything. Nutrition wasn't that big those days. Like, we didn't have nutrition like we do now. Like you find 16-year-olds now, 13-year-olds now, and they want abs, they want to look their best, they are into skincare, they're into nutrition, and we didn't have that back then. Like I'm 33 now, so in the 90s, nah, in the 2000s we weren't about that. I was smothering Dream Matte Mousse over my face. I was getting MD 2020 from the shops. I was waiting outside the shops to ask someone to get me a pack of fags. That was what I was doing. I was not into skincare, nutrition, gut health like the kids are now. So, yeah, basically, I went through that phase and then I started to train intentionally. Now, this is where, insert picture, I got a bit of a better body. And at this point, I was happy. I wasn't in any kind of cycle yet. It was fresh to me. It was new. I loved training and it gave me purpose. It gave me identity. I just fell in love with training. Weightlifting, wasn't really aware of how it worked and things like that. Then I went on to study and did my certification in fitness and exercise and then PT, which is where I learned a lot about muscle building and strength training, things like that, mostly for myself at the time. But then I wanted to make it a career kind of thing. Not that I really did in the PT space or anything, but I was so in love with it. I wanted it to make it my whole life. But I knew that the way that I was eating and the way I was viewing fitness wasn't healthy. I was binging, restricting. I would hide myself some days because I was like so ashamed of how much I'd eaten. I was just living in hell. I was living in hell in my brain because I wanted to be in the fitness space so bad, but I just didn't. I couldn't stick to what I thought I was supposed to be doing. So I thought I was supposed to be at 2,000 calories. I thought I was supposed to eat less. I thought I was supposed to eat no carbs at one point. It was just crazy to the point where I would go to the shop. I would buy like 2 packs of Oreos. Like I'd buy like 2 different big chocolate bars. I'd buy a pack of ice creams. I'd buy frozen chips, frozen chicken nuggets, and like all of these things. And I would just go home and eat it all until I felt sick. And then I'd give myself an hour to not feel sick anymore. And then I would go and eat more of it. And then I'd be like, right, I've fallen off today anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go and run for this long, and then I'm going to go on the Stepmaster for an hour, and then I'm going to do this. And it was crazy to the point where I would cry myself to sleep. I would cry all the time because I knew I wasn't living the way I wanted to. I wasn't living in the body that I wanted to live in, and it seemed so easily attainable for other people and I was working so hard. I'm not going to lie, when I go to the gym, I think I'm the hardest worker in the room. And if you don't, then you think you need to work a bit harder in the nicest way possible. Especially if you want to grow muscle. Anyway, so then I was like, right, I'm going to have to run further. I'm going to have to do more cardio to really outbalance all of this. And I'm going to have to be more disciplined and stick to it harder, which at this point is when I started running half marathons. So I ran 4 half marathons. Did I want to be a runner? No. Did I want to be I don't know. Did I want to be a long distance runner? No. Do you know, I just wanted to be skinny so bad that this is what it took. And it didn't even take this. This didn't even work because, yeah, running made me lean out. I'll show you what I looked like when I was running. Ding, ding. This is what I looked like when I was running. And I felt good. I felt lean enough. I felt like I was slim enough. You know, I could wear my vest tops or whatever. But I couldn't sustain it. If I wasn't training for a half marathon, I couldn't sustain it. And I would be eating a lot more. Also, when you're running long distance, you can eat more and you can eat more carbs because you are going to use them whilst you're running. But the problem is that I couldn't keep running like that. I would run myself into the ground. So I was training for half marathons doing this. I was strength training 3 to 5 times a week, more than not 5. And on my days off, I'd be in the gym, either doing some abs or something, just so that I wasn't at home eating. And I would do all of these things And I would feel like if I was resting, I'd feel on edge, like, oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. Like, oh my God, I could be doing more. But those skinny girls are out there doing more, and it really wasn't the case. I was doing so much, and my body needed the fuel. And I was stressing my body out by telling myself, you can't eat anything, like you can't eat anymore, you've already hit your calories, you need to do more. And that is a message I feel like is constantly put out there by a lot of people. If you see the what I eat in a day is by these really slim girls, it is tiny portions. And if you're tall like me, then we can't eat like that. And if you do, you are gonna run yourself into the ground, especially if you're trying to train for the figure that you most likely want. It is not going to come from eating 1,000 calories a day or 2,000 calories a day. Like, the figure that you want is likely going to be a lot higher calories than you think. Obviously you want to make sure that your protein's in check as well, and that you are eating enough protein. But yeah, so I was doing all of these things, running half marathons, strength training 3 to 5 times a week, progressively overloading. So I was doing the right thing because I knew that from my training and my courses that I did. But the only thing is that I was also doing my Pilates, Reformer Pilates. I was making sure I got extra steps in. I was doing everything and more. If there was a new thing out, I was doing HIIT workouts as well. You know, like Courtney Black. I was doing Courtney Black workouts on top of that. I remember this one time my friend came to stay with me, and we'd gone to train that day, and we'd been for a walk as well. And then we got back, and she said, right, should we cook dinner? And I was like, oh no, I've got to do a Courtney Black first. And she was like, what? And I was like, no, I've got to do a HIIT workout first. I wish I could go back to me right then and tell myself, oh my God, what are you doing? Oh, you silly Billy. I was such a silly Billy. But in my head, I genuinely thought, like, I want it so bad. And the more that I want it, the more likely I am to get it, which wasn't the case at all. So yeah, I did that. Ended up losing my period for 6 months, which was not fun. And then I was more stressed that I'd lost my period, trying to research how to get it back. Obviously it said overtraining was one of the things, and I thought, I don't overtrain because I'm not even skinny enough to overtrain, right? So then I would, oh my God, it was just a massive cycle. Lost my period for 6 months, and at that point was where I was like, okay, something needs to change. Like, something really needs to change here so that I can live in my body at peace. At least if I'm not going to achieve that body that I want so badly, then at least I want to be at peace with it, and find a balance in between, which led me onto my balance stage, which was balance. It was balance, but at the same time I wasn't living in the body that I wanted to live in. So I found balance, but I still didn't have the outcome that I wanted. And in the way we live today in our society, it is important. If anyone tells you it's not important, maybe it's not to them, but it is important, especially if you're in the fitness space, especially if you like going to the gym. It is like the main thing. You wake up in the morning, you feel good, you look good in the mirror. Yeah, you're probably going to have a good day. But obviously it shouldn't depend on that solely. Anyway, I think I'm rambling a bit now. So basically I just thought that the more disciplined that I was, the better. The less I ate, the better. The more I did, the better, which wasn't the case. So yeah, I just knew that I needed to change. When I came out of my balance stage, which is this phase here, this 8 weeks here, I am eating more calories. So I'm now on like 2,700 to 3,000, and some days I'm at more. But the thing is that I'm aiming for higher calories. So even though I'm saying I'm eating more and I'm losing weight and I'm looking better, it's actually because I'm aiming to eat more calories. I don't have the stress from, oh, I've gone over, what am I going to do? Because I don't really need to go over. I'm eating enough to fuel my body, to fuel my workouts. When I go and train in the gym, I don't feel like I'm going to pass out and get dizzy when I stand up. I feel good. I feel like I can fuel my workouts. And when I do eat something that's extra, like say I'm at 3,000 calories and then I'm like, oh God, someone gave me some chocolates today that are in the fridge, I'll eat them, because then I think, oh, do you know what? I've eaten more calories today, but like it's not going to affect me short term like I used to think. Like, it is safe to eat and we don't have to panic. Like, if you want to be strong and you want to grow a physique, I mean physique, I don't mean a slim body that's just like slim, yeah, but not like, it's hard to explain sometimes, guys, but I will go into this in another video anyway. The less stress on my body that I've got now is amazing. I feel like so calm. Like, I'm sat here now making this video. A year ago, I couldn't have done this because I was so stressed that, why would I sit down? I should be getting steps. I should be doing, oh my God, it was crazy. So yeah, I'm strength training with intention on the body that I want to grow and not just following a random plan online. I'm thinking about what areas would look better if I grew, which ones I don't want to grow so much, and actually crafting a body that I love for me, not just strength training, doing the next best thing on YouTube or the next best thing on Instagram, actually thinking about what I want and then trying to feel that muscle when I'm working out. That has made such a massive change as well. Also recovering, making sure I'm having my days off as actual days off. Okay, if I go for a walk, it's not a sweaty uphill incline walk. Okay, it's like walking my steps. Even if that's I'm cleaning around the apartment, I get an extra 2,000 in. You know, like, I'm just making sure that I'm active and I'm staying, because it does help you recover. So like going on a 30-minute like walk, steady state cardio, is going to help you recover more than just being led in bed all day. So it's actually helping and aiding recovery. Just making sure that I'm taking time to rest and allowing my mind to rest as well. Things like meditation and breath work, and just calming my nervous system. And maybe sometimes things flag up for me where I feel like, if I look in the mirror, I feel like, whoa, like I look really good. And sometimes I'm not used to holding that because I'm so used to wanting to change my body and feel like, oh, look, you're like, you could be skinnier, I could be leaner, could this, could that, could have a bigger bum. But actually looking in the mirror and thinking, whoa, like this is really good. Like, you're getting somewhere. Like, you are really like crafting, like it is artwork basically when you're building muscle and things like that. And it becomes less of trying to want to shrink yourself and more of what you want to become and what you want to build. It's like, it's amazing. It's the best thing in the world. So like being strong and does just make you super confident. Like, I feel so confident in my body because I'm strong and I think about what I want to grow, not what I want to lose. And I think that's helped me a lot too. So maybe just switching like the dynamic or like the mindset from like why I want to be so small and why I want to shrink myself. Because I think a lot of us as women put importance on trying to be small and petite and shrink ourselves, because it's more feminine. But why do we really want to be so small? I don't know. I don't think I want to be small. So this is why I'm growing. But yeah, strength definitely creates confidence, and making sure you've got your mental health in check. So just taking time to be with yourself, do some meditation, do some, even if it's on YouTube, like 10-minute meditation. And there's some really good ones on there where I started, and it's so helpful to just take that time to sit with yourself, and you'll forget the outside noise a bit more. It's like life-changing. So that's a really good one. But yeah, this is just a bit about the struggle bus that I've been on, the stress that I've been in, and it has been really hard. I probably cried a river, the amount I've cried over my body, over food, over different workouts, being constantly confused about what is right and what is wrong and what is the next best thing that I should be doing. Our Stairmaster sessions were probably the worst ones. At least with the running space, there was a good community around it, and it did actually help my mental health in some ways. But the underlying cause or issue wasn't being dealt with. It was just being masked with this. And like, the community can help, but sometimes just sitting with yourself and realizing why it is what you want. Why really is that? And just making sure that we're living in a space that is peaceful and it feels good, instead of trying to chase something all the time and trying to get what you want by using other people's narratives of, oh, look, they run and they're really slim, so maybe I should go and do that. That, I think, is quite damaging to us, especially because we are on social media so much. So like, if you see someone and they're rock climbing and they have amazing bodies, but there's 10 of them, and you think, oh, well, they rock climb. I got a rock climbing centre around the corner, so I'm going to start rock climbing. If you're rock climbing to get that body, yeah, it's not the right thing to do. That's what I've learned in these 14 years, basically. So yeah. If you're exhausted, trying to eat less, do more, then I hope that this just gives you some reassurance that it's not always the case, and it's a lot harder. Even if you do manage to do it that way, then hands off to you, hands up to you, hands off to you, because it is really, really hard. Like, I couldn't do it, not for long periods of time anyway. So yeah, it doesn't have to be that hard, and you can be at peace in your body. And hopefully all of my videos that I'm going to do will help you to see that it doesn't have to be hard. And it's hard. It is hard. It is still hard. Like, I still have to think about things and like make sure that I'm staying on track, but it's because I know that it is good for me, not a case of I'm trying to punish myself. So yeah. That's all from me. It was really nice to talk to you today. It's still very new. I don't even know if I need this little muff thing, or if this is for like being outside, but I use it anyway just in case, so that you can hear me properly. And yeah, hopefully my content gets a bit better, because I'm not really sure what I'm doing anymore at the start right now. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you again soon. I will show you some of my videos of what I eat and what I've been doing nutrition wise, because obviously that has played a massive part in it. But yeah,